Good Sunday morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing, taking a look at our impacts for the next couple of days. There are quite a few for today. We have scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly on the wetter side across our southern and eastern areas, but it's across northern and western Nevada that we have a concern for more dry than wet strikes. And then nocturnally, Sunday night, that thunderstorm activity goes into Idaho and stays a mix of dry and wet and continues and expands north and eastwards on Monday. Finally, by Tuesday, we think enough moisture will pile in into all of our areas to be primarily wet storms. So that is our transition over the next couple of days. A look at the past 24 hours. On the right-hand side are lightning, which will be pushing further northwards and westwards. So you can see where it occurred yesterday. We did have some starts. Precipitation, you can see the darker blues, which indicate near a half an inch further to the south and east, but drier with only light precipitation as you head further north and west. Fire activity, you see our new starts in the red, existing fires in the yellow, and the open circles indicate large fire activity. A look at observed precipitation for the past 7 days. Quite dry in many of our areas except into the far southern and eastern areas. And you can see that trend holds true for the last 30 days. That is why we've really dried out in a good portion of Idaho, even into parts of Wyoming a little bit, but also into parts of northwestern Nevada as well. We can see that. On our ERC charts, you can see how much in Idaho we've dropped down towards the 90th percentile in a lot of our areas. You can see those ERCs also have climbed quite rapidly across much of Nevada. You can see where they've come up quite a bit through here. We look what we had about 3 weeks ago at the start of the month, and it was quite the opposite. We were quite moist still with the residual spring snowpack and moisture up in the north, and much drier with record ERCs to the south. But this is where we currently are. Here's a look at our satellite imagery with upper-level maps superimposed. You can see lots of subtropical moisture still lingering across parts of Utah and southeastern Idaho. Deeper moisture poised to move further to the north. It's settled here in Arizona. It is this little kink here, this little weak upper low that will start drawing some of this deeper moisture into Nevada today and maybe into Idaho tonight and tomorrow, which will pose the next risk for the possibility of mixed wet and dry lightning. So here's a look at our upper level map on the left hand side for Sunday afternoon. You can see with this closed low here, this closing low, bringing up a bit of that monsoonal moisture, and these little popcorn greenish areas indicate where we expect the best chances of thunderstorm activity, pushing northwards through Nevada. Still dry here across Idaho for now, but that'll change overnight. Some of this moisture moves northwards. Deeper moisture with wet storms pushing into the Arizona Strip. You can see where our concern, a high risk for lightning across a good chunk of northwestern Nevada, poised to move into Idaho late Sunday night into Monday morning, and also concerns with our neighbors to the west as well. Precipitation, you can see where the models can indicate precipitation will be occurring. Heavier amounts in the blue, you can see locally a ½ inch of rain, but it's these lighter amounts, just a few hundredths of an inch in these shades of green through here, that we're primarily concerned with. Winds overall fairly light, except in the vicinity of thunderstorms where downdrafts will occur, so keep in mind any existing incidents. Any thunderstorms within a 10 or 15 mile radius could produce localized 35, 40 mile an hour downdraft winds. On Monday, we could see this as this low gathers its organization here. It's drier on the west side, but it's pulling up copious moisture through Nevada, getting into Idaho as well. So from Sunday night through Monday morning, we think there'll be nocturnal activity across parts of Idaho, continuing through the afternoon across areas a bit further to the east. Here's our precipitation map, 24 hours ending Monday afternoon. You can see where some of that precipitation does start sneaking into Idaho, and this will be on the drier side up here across the higher terrain. Winds, again, fairly light, except localized downdrafts in the vicinity of thunderstorms. If we look towards Tuesday, again, this low still producing a southerly flow, still moisture pushing on up. At this point, though, no high risk. Notice the transition to green in a lot of our areas, and even these zones may be going to yellow sometime late Tuesday. And this indicates that these storms finally will gather enough moisture to be primarily wet. If we look through here, you can see that more moisture pushes into southern Idaho and in parts of the mountains through here. So finally, we should have a tenth to a quarter inch of rain through here that should temporarily quiet things down. Again, winds light, except localized 30, 40 mile an hour winds in the vicinity of thunderstorms. Over the next 3 days, precipitation accumulation, you can see these darker greens to blues. This is anywhere from a quarter to a half inch. Local pockets near an inch, especially in Nevada into far southern Idaho. Not too wet up in central Idaho. We'll see how that goes, but there'll be a transition to more moistening over the next couple of days. As we go further down the road into Wednesday, you can see that a lot of our zones still remain green from the recent rains. We're kind of in between high and low pressure. Still some thunderstorm activity possible where you see that green. And as we go into Thursday, drier air starting to punch in from the southwest, but another wave of thunderstorms maybe come into southern and central Nevada. On Friday, we see these storms continuing through here. No high risk yet. We still don't have much confidence as what will develop. Strong hurricane activity here progged over off of the Baja coast. And for Saturday, looks like another round of monsoonal moisture. This will probably bring wetting rains across a good portion of Nevada and a mix of wet and dry into Idaho. We'll see how that plays out, otherwise remaining moist in our southern and eastern areas. Over the next 7 days, precipitation totals, you can see here, a lot of this comes in the next couple of days, but a lot of our southern areas, Utah into the Arizona Strip, get really dumped on rain-wise, maybe some flooding, gets moist up into western Wyoming. It's only up in Idaho where the precipitation may be light to moderate, where they can still stay fairly critical, but we should moisten our fields up quite a bit over the next couple of days, and our 8 to 14 day outlook indicates a change to hotter than normal conditions, but also wetter than normal with the monsoon activity in place over our southern areas, drier than normal so in Idaho, so they'll start drying out. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.